I can't. It's too hard. What's wrong with me? Do you feel sorry for yourself? Take some breaths and ask yourself, what do I want in my life?
这是心灵科学先驱乔医师，国际知名的乔博士，他擅长把复杂的科学变得浅显易懂。他致力于分享实用的生命知识给普罗大众。如果你的身边有认识的人正在为了内心的纠结而烦恼，那你可以把这个影片分享给他。如果你自己也正在让情绪内耗偷走你的人生，那你肯定要看完这部影片，让乔博士带领你一起走进自己想要的未来。影片的内容虽然是英文的，但特别加上了中文翻译哦。
Hi everybody, Dr. Joe Dispenza here. I want to take a moment and teach you some basic tools to begin to change your life. When you invest in yourself, you invest in your future. Number one, take some time out of your busy lives to disconnect from your world. Shut your cell phone off, turn the TV off, power down your computer, sit your body down for a few minutes and close your eyes. Number one. Number two, take some breaths and center yourself. When you center your attention into the present moment, you have more energy to create with. When your mind wanders to the predictable future or the familiar past, that's normal. Just become aware of it and keep working on settling yourself back down into the present moment. When you're in the present moment, you're the most creative. Number three, ask yourself, can I be defined by a vision of the future instead of the memories of the past? What do I want in my life? And take the time to answer the question. As you begin to contemplate and think about the answer to the question, you're changing your brain. When you make your brain fire in new sequences and new patterns and new combinations, that's the beginning steps of changing your mind. Next, decide on the emotions you'll feel when you begin to create that future, and teach your body emotionally what that future is going to feel like. And don't get up until you begin to feel those emotions. Next step, step number four, rehearse in your mind who you're going to be when you open your eyes, the things you have to do, the choices you have to make, the steps you have to take, and review them over and over again. Next, the latest research in epigenetics says you can change your body just by thinking differently. Now, if you practice this every single day by combining that clear intention with the elevated emotion, conditioning your body into the future emotionally, and branding that circuitry into your brain to look like that experience has already occurred. There's physical evidence in your brain and body to look like it has already occurred, and more than likely you will be in a new state of being. Means then that you are moving out of one frame of the same reality into another frame of a new reality. And you have to be able to maintain that modified state of mind and body your entire day. And if you can, get ready, because unusual things will begin to happen in your life. And they will come in ways that you least expect, that you can't predict. 5, you can't go to the future holding on to the biology of your past. Decide what thoughts you can bring to your future. Write them down. Thoughts like, I can't, it's too hard, I'll never change, I'll start tomorrow, what's wrong with me, it's someone else's fault. Decide on what behaviors or actions or unconscious habits you have to change. How do you talk? Do you complain? Do you blame? Do you make excuses? Do you feel sorry for yourself? Just become so conscious of those behaviors that you'll never go unconscious again. You have to decide what emotions no longer belong in your future. That means if you want to be wealthy, you can't take lack. If you want to be healthy, you can't take insecurity or fear. You got to begin to condition your body to a new mind. If you do this every single day, your personality creates your personal reality. And your personality is made up of how you think, how you act, and how you feel. Change any one of those things and you change your life. And begin to measure the effects of you it cause. Give it a shot. And when you start to see those events begin to happen in your life, the universe throwing breadcrumbs in your direction, telling you to follow the breadcrumbs, keep doing what you're doing, you're going to pay attention to what you did and you're going to do it again, and you're going to believe more that you are the creator of your life by changing your thoughts and feelings instead of the victim of your life. Something just happened that you have been working on creating, and you are in the present moment more awake and more alive than you've been in a long time. You're going to remember that you created that experience. You are going to use that emotion to create your next experience. In other words, it's going to be easier for you to create the next experience. They're realizing that they are the creator of their life. They look back at their entire life, all the things they regretted, all the circumstances that they wish they could have changed. They look back at their entire past and they don't want to change one thing in their past because it brought them to the present moment. And that is the moment the past no longer exists. And there are people in this work that have had brutal pasts, tragic pasts, with abuse physically, sexually, emotionally. They have been traumatized or shocked by very difficult events. And when they break through and they have their own personal transformation, and they look back at their life not from the same person, but from a different person with a greater understanding, they can look back at all the sequences of events and they understand that they had to go through all of those different experiences to bring them to their moment of freedom, to bring them to their own moment of transformation. Now, this is important for people because people only talk about their past. People only revisit the past. People only obsess about their past when they're feeling a certain emotion. It's the emotion that causes them to recall the past. When the person is truly changed, it's hard to change back. They no longer are excusing themselves from the past. They no longer belong to the past. This is the moment they belong to the future. And many people that have had personal healings in this work, you could say to them, after they've healed themselves of a rare genetic condition, how come you no longer have that disease or that condition? They will tell you that condition exists in the old person. I'm literally somebody else. They literally became a different personality, and that new personality is connected to a new personal reality. And this then begins to become the objective. They're anticipating a new future. They're anticipating synchronicities. They're anticipating unusual events, unexpected events to happen in their lives. So one of the most difficult parts about all of this is making the time to do it. And when you carve out a little time in your precious life to retreat from your environment, you don't have to go to the Himalayas or to a monastery. You could close your eyes and sit in your bedroom. You could sit in your office. You could sit your body down and have it not get up and experience things, and you can tell it like training an animal to stay. And you will decide when to feed it, when to serve it, when to clean it, when to take care of it. But this is the moment where you're not being defined by your environment. This is your moment to not be defined by the needs, cravings, or drives of your body, and to not be caught up in the predictable future or the familiar past, to labor for the sweet spot of the generous present moment, for you to begin to execute greater changes in your mind, in your body, and in your life.